Hello my lovelies, I hope you're all doing really well and welcome to today's video. As you can see, I still haven't got rid of Vesuvius on my face yet. It's having a bit of a paddy today, so it's quite red and quite sore, but if you can please ignore sort of this part of my face, that would be great. Today I will be doing a book review for you, and obviously I do my book club at the end of every month as well, and this book will also feature in that. But I thought that it would be nice to just do a nice in-depth review of a book for you guys, as I am a big reader and I always encourage reading in everybody I know. And I will, just a little bit about me, I will read anything that I can get my hands on, effectively. My mum, when I was younger, used to call me Matilda because I used to read anything I could get my hands on: technical manuals, novels, like fact books, encyclopedias. I've actually read the Bible. So yeah, I will read anything and everything given an opportunity. And my mum is very big on sort of historical romance, so from sort of Regency to the Second World War, that anything in that kind of period. And so I sort of got this historical fiction love from her. I tend to go more earlier on in history. I love sort of Tudor stuff and Stuart stuff and all that kind of stuff, so I'm a big fan of like Philippa Gregory and people like that. But my mum recommended this author to me, and she is a Regency author, and her name is Georgette Heyer. Her books were written in the 30s and 40s, so they're not sort of new books, and this is the one that I wanted to talk about. This is a book called Arabella, and I have read others. And this is about a girl who is on her first London season in high society, being a debutante and all of that stuff, and all of the fun and interesting things like that. She obviously meets a man. They are romance novels, but they are very well written, and that's the first thing I want to talk about. Is they are incredibly well written. They are very evocative, they're very imaginative. When you are reading these books, you kind of feel like you're in a ballroom in a Regency building in London, or you're in a country house at Canterbury having tea. It's that sort of thing, like you feel like you're there. She goes into a lot of depth about sort of like the fashions of the time and the decor, so you're really, it's not just, oh yeah, this is a romance novel in a Regency time period when all it's focusing on is that. This is very much a very in-depth novel of, and a good way of reading, because it really does like send your brain to this period, to this place, which is something I really like. As a child, I would use reading, and even now I use reading in the same way other people use playing games or watching television. It's an escape from reality, and when you're reading a book that isn't very well written and certainly isn't very descriptive, you don't get that. You don't get the disconnection with reality that you get when you're reading something that is very well written. So that's my first point. The second point that I would really like to make about Georgette Heyer's books is that they are historically accurate. Now, I've read a lot of historical, somebody loves me. I have read a lot of historical novels, and the one thing I've figured out is that some people have really done their research and others haven't. And reading a book that is historically inaccurate is very disconcerting for me. I do like history. I'm a history nut. I love to watch things about history, read things about history, all that kind of stuff, and I love it when someone has put research into what the time period was like, the clothes they wore, the way they did their hair. It's like in these Regency novels, you know, this was when they were doing the powdered wigs, and they had these big hairs with ridiculous names, and you know, that was all a part of it, and it is historically accurate, which is something I really appreciate, because it does mean that someone has gone out of their way to make this book right for someone. So there's that. Now, as far as the romance goes, I am not a big romance book reader, if you know what I mean. I do read romance novels and I do read chick lit novels. However, I don't like them when they're mushy or particularly erotic. Like, I can't read Mills and Boon because they just make me cringe. So anything that's particularly like fluffy or, you know, erotic, it just makes me uncomfortable to read. So those sorts of novels I will not read. And the thing that I like about these is that it's romance in a very subtle, understated way. It's romance in a realistic way. It's romance in a way that's normal to real life. It's not this sort of electric shock in a ballroom and they're instantly in love and they're fighting the world and it's amazing. These are like, you know, you get firecracker women, which was quite unusual for the time period. You've got these little firecracker women, and then you've got these sort of aloof men that will do heroic acts, but not in an overstated way, if you know what I mean. So yeah, so that is basically my little book review of Arabella. It's a fantastic novel. All of Georgette Heyer's books are absolutely fantastic and I would highly recommend them. I will link down below where I bought this from. I bought this online at a wicked place called World of Books. So if you are a big reader, I would highly recommend there. They do almost anything and everything for a really good price. I think I paid £2.40 for this, and that was with postage. So the costs are great, and yeah, I will link their website down below, and I will also link like Georgette Heyer's bio website or whatever down below. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a big thumbs up and press the big red subscribe button to see some more of me. There is new video content here every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, and I will also link down below all of my other social medias, my Instagram, my Twitter, my Snapchat and my blog. And on my blog there is new written content every Wednesday and every Sunday. So I will see you guys on Tuesday. Bye bye.